What's going on, everybody? Donovan here with Team Tate Outdoors. If you don't already know, we're building a homestead, and today's video is going to be about installing our buck stove. Yes, our buck stove right here. We built a fireplace when we originally had our house built, and it actually was going to be too small. So we're going to be doing an alcove fireplace with our buck stove. We're going to go from installing the feet, installing the stovepipe, out the roof, and putting it all together. So stay tuned to the video here. If you haven't already, go down there, hit the like and subscribe button, and let's jump right into this video. Now, first things first, this is the Buck's Stove 27,000. It's a very large wood burning style stove. Right now it's just on a dolly. It's on a little furniture dolly. We have to flip it over and install the feet. Then we're going to install pipe all the way up through 2 stories. We have foam insulation. We're going to go out the foam insulation, out the side of the top of the house. We purchased all of our piping directly from Buck's Stove in Tulsa, here in Oklahoma. And I'm going to break everything down, show you all what we purchased. We actually had a gentleman come out. His name was Russell from Buck's Stove, looked at everything, measured everything for us, and gave us exactly what we need to purchase so that we can get the stove properly done in this place. So let's get to the work. Now, these are locking pipe. They are double wall insulated, and the fiber that's around them is a non-flammable fiber. And what that does, this keeps these pipes extremely hot on the inside but cool on the outside so that they will draft properly. So we're going to open all these up. We're going to set them to the side. Alright guys, so I turned my stove on its side. I used a big heavy board so I don't break my concrete. Pushed it off of the dolly, and now we're just sitting it on the side because we need to go ahead and mount our feet. But the problem is that there are no holes here. So we have to drill and we have to tap the holes into this steel. So what I have first, I'm going to take my foot. I'm going to set it up here where I think it should go. So I'm going to even it up. Okay, there we go. There's our first mark. And I'm going to go ahead and mark all the rest of them with the foot. The foot already has a hole in it. So, and then we're going to be putting in these big bolts. And then we're going to show you how to tap it. So let me mark all these and then we'll tap them. He said, I told you they were self-tapping. I lied, they're not. Yeah. Okay, now that I've marked them, what you want to do is, let's see, is that, okay, good. Knowing what your tap size is, you want to make sure that you get the proper tap and proper drill bit for your bolts. So what we have here, this is a 3/8 inch bolt with 16 thread count. I have a 5/16 tap. I'm sorry, I have a 3/8 inch tap, but I have a 5/16 drill bit. Now, if this was a 24 count thread bolt, I would actually have to use a different size drill bit. So make sure that your drill bit matches for the thread count and the size of your bolt. Let's get started. Guys, do not rush this part. feel it? We're almost through it. Okay. All right, next we're gonna take our tap. Now, you may be wanting to know, Donovan, why don't you have a T handle for your tap? This is all I have. I'm not in my house. I don't have a workshop. But I'm gonna make this tap work with just this crescent wrench. I've been in a lot tougher spots needing a lot different tools. And you might be out there needing to tap it yourself. You ain't gotta go buy some fancy tool. But you do need the tap, that's fancy. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna make sure it stays, we're gonna go a quarter turn and then we're gonna go back. We're gonna go quarter turn, back. You don't ever just go all in. As you cut it, you've got to back it out so those threads will fall out. The technique is more important than having the right exact tool. And we gotta just do this slowly. Make sure you've got a little bit of oil on there. If you don't keep going backwards to cut those threads up, then those threads can gall up inside and screw you up. Now I know I can feel it. We're in there nice and good. There we go. And now you can see the threads in there. We're going to take our bolt. We're going to check for fit. All right, we got good fit there. We're gonna go ahead and do all three of the rest. We're gonna put our feet on. Here we go. Okay, we got all this done. We're gonna go ahead and attach all our feet. Okay, so went ahead and the battery died. We had to get another battery. I went ahead and attached 3 of the feet. We haven't done anything special. I literally just put the bolt with their lock washer, just like that. And I'm screwing them in. And yes, I have my crescent wrench. Don't ding me, all those tool nuts out there. If I had to show you what my toolbox looks like right now, you may feel for me. We're not gonna overly tighten this. I'm not tightening it at all. Just gonna tighten it until we have our lock washer nice and tight and smashed down. Those are all attached. Last thing we have to do, these feet come with another set of bolts. These bolts are so that we can level the stove just in case it doesn't sit perfectly level. So I'm gonna screw these all the way in to where the foot is flat, just like that. All right, next thing we're gonna install, guys, is this piece right here. All right, the next step is to install these 2 pieces right here. These are what's gonna hold that piece to the stove. Can't really see it. I'm gonna see if I can get it, show it to you. I'm gonna take this off for a second. This is where these pieces are gonna go. This piece is gonna sit over inside of this piece, just like that. And then this bolt will go under here, through that hole, and into this, and tighten up. so I'm gonna do that right now. Number one. Okay, number one is installed, and then I gotta tighten them up from the other side. I'll go through the door and I'll tighten them up underneath. So I got my ratchet. I'm gonna go ahead and just tighten this thing down nice and tight so that gasket pulls down tight against that piece. And do the other side. That's it right there. Here we go. Now that joker's nice and tight. All right, just so you guys know, these smokestacks fit
perfectly.
Very tight. So I am going to sit here and work on this to get this one in. This is my slip system, so I can adjust it to the top of my ceiling box. And it's just gonna take me a minute, but I've got to get this one inside of here, and it's got to be tight. So I'll be back once I get it in. There we go. All right, guys, I've got it in, and it is a beast. So I'm gonna put some wood on here and tap this thing down until it's nice and tight. A little bit right there. Almost down. All right, we're down. Okay. There we go, guys. Now we are fully set down. Our next pipe that we'll end up putting on is going to be this one. This is just a slip pipe. This one will not get attached. Nice and tight. This is an adjustable pipe, so we can pull this up and seat it onto our ceiling box once we install our ceiling box. So let's go ahead and get the ceiling put in, frame out the ceiling, and get the ceiling box put in, cut the cement board. We're gonna move this into place. Ready? All right, now since we've got the pipe installed now we're gonna just put in some self-tapping screws to just hold this to our, to this one. That one.
Really only need one.
I'm gonna put them on the back half so people can't quite see it. There we go. And this is about level, so I just need to get these feet tight right here.
So what's the code? 12 inches on each side?
Yeah. That's it right there. That is it right there. Let's see if this box is gonna fit. There it is, just like that. And then all we're gonna do is we're gonna build a concrete wall right here. This is gonna slip down into it. We're gonna have stone around it. It's gonna look real good. All right, so we're on day 2. We are putting up the framing right now for the cement board that we're gonna use as the roof and all the sides. got that part done. Let's move on. All right, so we are on to our second day of working on this. I just started installing the ceiling box. I'm gonna show you that now. We had our cut in here in our concrete. I'll go up top and show you. We measured it to the outside edge of this box here, right here on the concrete boards. You can see those lines. And on the insides, because this box is wider on the outside, on the inside it's a little bit narrower. We made our framing. It's all framed out. Here's the framing for the metal box, for the ceiling box. And then we inserted screws, and we used leftover screws from our ceiling, and I still have a few more screws to install. All right, so our next step is to put on our 45s. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set our 45 going this direction. We're gonna put 3 foot going this way, and then we're gonna go up so that we go out the top of this side. You see, I have a water line that runs to my outside hose bib here, and I don't want to mess with that. So we're gonna go out this side and out the top using the 45s. We want to make sure that we get our pieces all the way down on there and then turn it and lock it in. There we go. Now I can turn this part just like that. And now we're going to go ahead and get the next piece. So our next step is going to be adding the short piece to this. Okay, there we go. Now we can adjust this a little bit as needed. Now, this we want spun locked on tight. We're gonna turn this one so that we are going straight up the chimney area. And I've got that one turned, and that's gonna be good. What we're gonna have to do next is we have to get a piece built right in here, another 2x4, so that we can anchor our bands, framing bands, to these pipes so that it stays nice and straight. And I'm gonna show you that now. This bracing is basically gonna go across here like this so that we can tie our bands, screw our bands to it, because it won't match up with our 2x6s here to go around our pipe. So we're gonna add a 2x4, see if we can't get that adjustment. So we're gonna go ahead and add one right in here so that our very first pipe, when we start adding that weight, is locked in with this. So right there is level. Now you can use a regular hammer and nail, but if you've got a pneumatic one, it sure helps. See if my band is gonna match up with that 2x4. And I'm real close. So there's enough wiggle room right there that I can get that on there. All right, our next step, guys, is I got this pipe in upside down. I gotta put this one, flip it around. So we're gonna install our first top pipe. I'm gonna set that right there. Make sure not to drop it though. And our first band. And the band is loose, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna slip it over that. I'm gonna slip this one on right here. Alright, that's spun on me a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now then. I'm going to get this thing level and then I'm going to screw it down. Screw in. Just like that. So we screwed down the two brackets. Around the back is our adjustment. And you'll see that our level is saying level. Or should be. Now we can check it this way as well. Although I don't have a whole lot of play this direction. And that pipe will just move a little bit like that. And that will be level there. Okay, moving on to the next step. We're gonna just continue to stack these, put on our braces, and then go all the way up. Here we go. Really, it's more about what is gonna work than anything. Okay. I'm gonna leave it. Okay, let's get another stack on top of it. All right, so guys, so we don't have scaffolding. We have a big ladder. It's a very, very big ladder. So I did not film putting it on this last pipe or the second to last pipe, but I went ahead and put it on. This is the mount bracket we just put on. Stuck the pipe in there, twisted it, and I'm about to put in the stack that's gonna end up going between my floor joist and this. So hopefully it all fits. It was a little bit just too dangerous to be worried about getting the camera on and holding that pipe, and I'm about, I don't know, at the top of this joist right here is about 18 and a half or 19 feet. So it's a pretty long way to fall. But I will try to get the camera set up now for the next pipe. Up all the way to the top of my fireplace now, and it looks like I'm gonna okay, it fit. That pipe, it's looking good. It fits. Hey, my head's touching the ceiling. So yeah, this is gonna be just about perfect unless I run into a joist. I think we're gonna be just fine. All right, let's try to get this last piece on. Instead of the 4 foot, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna grab the 3-footer, because 12, 24, 36, I think that 3-footer is gonna give me the exact distance from here to here. I can mark it, tear out my foam. All right, so I'm gonna start tearing out this foam right in here. Following the tearing out of the foam, I realized that we had put our pipes in just a little bit too close to the trusses, and so we had to fix some things. All right, guys. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, guys, so we're fixing to put on the last pipe in the brackets. We actually had to take these brackets loose because we were touching this, and we actually have to be 1 inch to 2.5 inches off of that. So we had to move it off of this. We can't be too close to any combustible, so we had to adjust them. We had to cut the framing right here, and now we're going to go ahead and install this pipe. All the way down on it. Okay, we're gonna tighten all this up now and we're gonna get ready to go out the roof. I've got the last piece. We're gonna see how close it gets. This will be perfect. So we're gonna set this down. I'm gonna lock it in. The way that I have measured out where I'm gonna cut my hole is put my pipe on. I made me a marker on a 2x4 and I ran it around the pipe on the inside. And I'm leaving myself about a 1/4 inch gap all the way around. And so you'll notice that it should almost make a longer circle going up. And so it marked it, and now I'm just gonna cut it out. And I went and measured the top. So showing this, we are, we're gonna be close. We are gonna be close, guys. I think we're gonna be okay. All right, let's cut it out. All right, guys, so we are on to the most dangerous part and the most frustrating part is cutting the hole into your new home roof. Make sure you've measured twice so you cut once. I've measured this hole, I've marked it, I've measured everything. If something's off, whatever, it's because I just can't measure what I'm trying to measure. So we're gonna hope that this works out. Here we go. All right, it's time to change my Dremel bit and get back to cutting. All right, got a new Dremel bit put on. Let's get back to it. Okay, instead of going on the roof, I finished cutting a small piece here and I'm able to hinge it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this cut from inside on the outside. Be very careful because this is gonna be a very sharp edge. Okay, it doesn't look perfectly straight, but it looks like my pipe's gonna fit out of it. Let's try it. Okay. Are you gonna fit for me? Let's see. Okay, well, that one fits, but will the 4-foot fit down through there? Let's go upstairs and try it. For this one, we got to go on the roof. We got to take the 4-point and drop it in and tighten it up. Someone could have probably just handed this up through there to me.
Well, you told your mom to take it down.
Too late now, though.
I tried to tell you that, to stick it up there.
After cutting the hole, there's only one small spot that just needs to be trimmed up, and then trim a little bit on this edge, and we're gonna be good. So we're gonna go ahead and make that trim now. Okay, well, I'm out of Dremel pieces, and I am literally, Jeremiah, let me get my pair of pliers. I don't know. Well, my needle nose pliers. So close. I ran out of blade, and I'm literally got this much, and it's cut down, but it's not quite there. I think I can flex it with my needle nose pliers and be able to bend it out. We're gonna try it. Okay, it worked. I just had a little bit of piece there. Watch out. All right, let's see if this pipe's gonna fit now, guys. See these little notches right here? Yeah. They have to go in these grooves right here. I can't see once I'm in there. Pull your pipe over this way. Is it all the way down? Is it down or not? Huh?
I think it is.
Yes, it is.
I told you.
There. Okay. All right, so it locked in tight. We were a little bit off on this side, not much, but it is locked in tight. And I've got a little bit of gap here. I'm gonna see if this boot is gonna fit over it with that shield. Might just barely come under the cap right here. I may have to take some screws up and slide it under there. Well, I gotta put this one on first. Okay, that's that. Now let's see if this is gonna fit. Okay, there we go. Now this is just a rough fit. We're gonna just see where we're falling here. So, because I still got to screw this part down, but I do want to check for fit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unscrew part of my top cap, probably take this section off, install this whole thing, put the top cap back on, and screw right back on top of it. And I think we're gonna be all right. We might even just do it like this, actually. I think if I do it like that, I can just, you know what, that's probably gonna be the better bet. We're gonna do it like this instead, guys. We're gonna put this flat edge just like this. It's just barely gonna fit. I think that's gonna be the best bet. Square like this. Some people say to put them on a diamond. Since mine's gonna fall underneath this rain lip, I'm not gonna put it on a diamond. I'm just gonna put it in the way it is right here. Okay. All right, so the next thing I gotta do, I'm gonna lift this up. I gotta put in some screws right here, and then all the flat spots. I don't wanna put them where the triangles are on the corners because this thing is gonna sit there. So I'm just gonna put probably 2 right there, 2, 2, and 2, just like that. All right, so we're moving on to the next step. We're gonna be using Volcom. This is a polyurethane sealant. It doesn't get hard, it doesn't crack, it stays flexible for the life of it. 10 years from now, it'll still be flexible. It will not get hard and crack. So this is what we're gonna be putting underneath our boot. We've got self-tapping screws. They have a little rubber washer right there underneath the regular washer. That's what they use when they put the house together. And other than that, I've got some paper towels here and some plastic gloves. We're losing sunlight. The sun is almost down, but I'm pretty sure that I can get this done in probably 20 minutes. So 8 screws. Okay, that should hold our pipe in place instead of our rubber boot holding it in place. Now, I just gotta mash all this down a little bit. It flexes. Okay, next, I'm gonna take out these screws right here. These are screws that lock in the top. There's one. And there's 2. And we want to put our flap underneath that drip edge with the Volcom. Start screwing it down. Remember, before you put on your Volcom, you want to clean your area. I've got some rubber gloves that I'm gonna put on that my wife sent with me. They're probably 7 sizes too small, but oh no, they actually fit. I didn't think she bought any gloves that fit me. This stuff can get all over the place. Then you want to clean up where you're gonna be putting your Volcom, especially if you have a dirty roof. This stuff will not adhere good to dirt, so clean up your area prior to putting it down. Looks like I might have to take this one out too. All right, guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push that boot down to where I know where it's going to set. Make sure you get it all down properly. Shove it all down so it's not pulling up on you. All right, let's put in the top portion first. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay a pretty thick bead right in here. I'm gonna lay it up underneath that roof cap, just like that. When it comes to my roof, when it comes to water sealing it, I'd say the more the merrier. Okay, now we're on to our next step, which is going to be setting this one in right underneath that edge so that we can screw it down. This is going to take some trial and error, possibly. Pull it down until we're screwing into that metal lip. There. There we go. You can always raise this lip up a little bit. We get some screws in there now. I'm gonna go ahead and anchor them black screws in that I took out a minute ago. You don't want to over tighten. There's that one. Okay, so now I'm gonna reach in here and I'm gonna lift this boot back up to a normal height. Okay, now I'm just gonna start laying Volcom right down this edge and screwing it down tight. I'm out. I got a half a tube downstairs. I got to get it real quick. All right, so lucky for me, I actually had almost empty. I've got that much left. So I think it's enough to squirt in here and get this lip done. On. All right, now our next job, we're gonna clean up this Volcom a little bit, make sure it doesn't look all crappy. That's why I got my plastic bag and my wad of paper towels, because I know it's gonna be messy. I'm just gonna seal these up. I don't wanna wipe it off. I actually just wanna seal that whole gap. I'm gonna make a whole giant ridge of Volcom, just like that. Now, I could have used black here, but all I had on hand was white. Okay, so it is still the same day, by the way. Sun is almost all the way down now. I'm kind of looking for deer, see if any deer are moving out there. But our last step is to install this piece right here. What this is a collar, so that it helps so that your rubber flashing doesn't wear out in the sun as quickly. What we're gonna do, we're gonna install this nice and tight, and then we're gonna put a bead of Volcom on this. So check this out. There is a right way and a wrong way. The right way has this little notch so that the piece can come out and fold over. So you want to make sure that that is on the outside. Oh, good. Easy, easy, old girl. I'm losing parts. I'm losing parts. Don't slide off my roof. It's not easy being up on this roof. This metal roofs are dangerous. Okay, so this is how you slide it in. Just slides in that collar right there. You adjust it, pull it down tight, tight as you can get it. Can get it tighter. Push the tab through it, pull it nice and tight, and then bend that tab over just like that. And now I'm going to raise this up. Well, I think I might have went a little bit too far down on my rubber gasket here. It's supposed to be only on the metal. There we go. That's much gooder. Just like that. Okay, and now, before I put the Volcom on, I'm just gonna go ahead and mount this big chimney cap because it keeps wanting to slide off. So, this is the final step as it cuts my finger. We just gotta line up. We just gotta line up the grooves, push it all the way down on there, and give it a twist. And she's locked on just like that. Now I just got to put some Volcom around that and we're good to go. clean my knee up because my knee's got Volcom all over it. Yuck. What you want to do, you want to push it down right. Actually, I'm gonna, before I do that, I'm gonna put a little bead of Volcom all the way around the okay. Now I'm just gonna work the storm ring right down against that gap of Volcom. Let that seal up. Just like that. Right down there. I'm gonna put a little bit more Volcom in any kind of crevices that I see. Just gonna put a nice little bead here. I got like one squirt left, guys. Am I gonna make it? I don't know. I ran out of my Volcom just as I was reaching the other side, so I'm gonna try to just push this down a little bit and get a little bit of extra so I can put on that other side. All right, guys, there it is. It's not the prettiest thing on the bottom where the Volcom is, but I'm not worried about that as long as it's waterproof when it's time for it to be. I've got my rubber flashing installed, Volcomed all the way around it. I've got my storm collar installed, Volcom under it, Volcom on the outside. This is to help protect this from sun damage. I've put my flashing under my roof here. All the way up, my storm cap's on tight. Be careful if you guys get this. This thing's very sharp. Cut my finger open a little bit. Look at that. Yuck. Other than that, though, we are ready to start a fire, really. If I push the stove over there, we can start a fire right now. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for watching. This is Donovan with Team Tate Outdoors. We have a perfect sunset over my shoulder here, overlooking our deer fields. Hope you guys enjoyed the install video. Make sure to go down there and hit the like and subscribe button. If this helped you, go ahead and hit the like button. Leave a comment if this helped you. And as always, guys, we'll see you on the next video. See ya.